relaxation. The one exception that I
wise
spoke
with Carl
is probably your home
your
loan.
money. Financial advisor
Because
now.
Traditionally, the home loan is the cheapest loan you'll ever have. All right?
It's the Mickey Mouse Club.
That's probably the one that you will hang on to the longest, and going to have to, because it's going to be around for so much longer. But even then, if you're not investing, if you invest in your home over decades, and it is decades that loans run for in a home loan, the amount you save over that is phenomenal amounts.
Is that right, Carl?
Especially if you're doing your payments weekly, because interest is calculated daily. If you put 4 payments in over a month, the first one removes 3 weeks of daily interest, then 2 weeks of daily interest, then 1 week of daily interest. So
what do you think,
be
Carl?
smart about paying off your debts as well, right? Now, which ones should you pay off? Well, there's two schools of thought, and depending on your circumstances, you'll have to decide what that is. One is pay off the one that's got the highest interest, because it's the one that's losing the most money for you. But cash flow may be a relevant circumstance for you, and you might decide to pay off a small loan, clear it out completely, so that periodic payment that you're making to that loan doesn't occur anymore. That's going to increase your cash flow. That makes your cost of living more tolerable to live with. You might then be able to send the kids on an extra excursion at school, or go out to dinner one more time a month. You might even be able to do that and put the residual from that payment that you've now eliminated into paying off another debt and accelerate. And then when you get that other one gone, accelerate the next one even faster. That's my first rule.
Oh my God, Yvonne Henry's investing
in here. The classic one is never invest more than you can afford to lose. Well, that's it. That's rule 2.
Cliche, is it?
Never invest if you can't afford to wear the loss. All right. Rule 3: never borrow to invest, except
bring up Carl, eh?
unless the cost of borrowing is less than what you can afford to pay. Otherwise, you're going back into debt to do that. Now, if you do that debt, if it brings you back into conflict with rule 1, don't do it. But if that investment is going to earn more than the cost of the loan, then you are going to be okay.
Phone's ringing, Carl.
Let me just get rid of that.
Let's try again,
then,
Carl.
And only there is also one caveat to that. Only do one investment borrowing at a time.
Phone's ringing again, Carl.
All right. Yeah, we know who this is.
Hi, Carl.
The person you are calling is not available.
Just get settings, notifications, do not disturb. That gets rid of that person.
Yeah.
Just remember, rule number 4 is more of an adage than a rule.
How do you like that?
Investing is not a get-rich-quick program. It's a get-rich-slow program. So if you're looking for a get-rich program, don't do it.
You'll never get rich here. Okay, Carl.
Rule 5.
Did you get that off your computer?
Is a loss.
I'm ringing him on WhatsApp now.
Accept it.
So he's looking at it.
Don't fall into the gambler's adage of doubling down and going into another investment and doubling what you put into that in the hope to recover what you got from the last one. If you make a loss, forget about it. All right?
Okay.
It's a loss. Don't try and win back what you've done by increasing your risks. in another investment.
Your phone's ringing, Carl. Breaking your
Alright.
concentration,
I
isn't it?
will go on, but they become more and more obscure, and sometime we
Why don't
might
you
go
ring up
through them.
Joe
But
instead? He's sitting there doing
in brief, they are: understand your investment
Joe.
expectations.
There he is.
Know what you want to get out of it.
There you go, Joe.
Understand your investment
Sheba Joe.
area. Don't go investing into land if you don't know how to do title searches, if you don't know how to check with governments
Joe.
that
Answer it.
there might be a rezoning. Understand your investment costs. Again, insurance, loan costs, but there's insurance, there's tax implications, there is educated people that you're going to interact with. They are important to talk to as well. Diversify. We've heard that one before. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Keep your investment life synchronized.
Your phones are going to get
right?
Carl.
With your personal
Look down
life.
at your phone.
Things
Put
happen.
it on
Job
silent.
loss, birth of a child, house fire, lottery win, divorce. All these things are going to affect your investment life and personal life, and you'll have to adjust to accommodate. Invest on a regular basis. Don't just go and dump a whole lot of stuff into
money to
investment.
Chavis regularly.
To take your time and, well, slow down and invest carefully and wisely. Do not trade unless you can spend time and learn all about. That comes back to understand your investment area. Do not use past performances to indicate future performance.
Disclaimers.
All right. If you see something going well,
really,
if you didn't get in at the start, be a bit wary about it. And the old adage: do not call in the experts. Remember, do not
I'll tell you not to invest.
Call in the experts. The adage is: those that can do, those that cannot teach.
Okay.
In other words, don't call them in and ask them to teach you about it, because if they knew what they were doing, they'd be doing it. Go and watch the people that are investing.
Carl.
Don't get training from them. Watch what they're doing and replicate that, because they know what they're doing and they are doing it.
Wow.
What do you think of that, Joe?
That was stupid. Joe's an idiot.
I think I wish I'd spoken to you before my first 2 marriages.
Freaking hilarious.
Well, my advice is don't do it again, because I've only had one.
No, I think that's all fantastic advice that everybody should be listening to. And certainly there's been times when we've all looked at different things, and a lot of this information is stuff that you learn as you go. So to be here and have this information now, hopefully will help you in the future, and it's not something you'll learn. I think one of probably the most wisest things I heard a long time ago is a fool learns from his own mistakes, a wise man learns from someone else's. And we've all been in that boat. I think you can probably add into there a few things of day-to-day funding, really. One of the biggest cash killers is direct debits. And I try not to have as direct debits for anything other than my bills. And that's it. Having loads and loads of direct debits coming out of your bank account just wipes out your cash flow. Wherever you can,
you need your cash flow so you can buy into the next scam.
Wherever you can, just pay in full. If you can't, you can't. But if you can, just pay in full.
How about
I haven't had a mobile phone contract in
you pay manually every month?
Maybe 15 years, because it's so expensive. I pay my phone. I'll pay $1,000 for my phone, and then I'll have a SIM only contract, which costs me $10 or £12 a month.
Phones are ringing, Carl.
And I've saved myself a fortune rather than £50 a month.
Thought he forgot that he's
coming out.
His phone on silent.
There's little things like that. But have a good clear out of your bank account as well every few months. Go and have a look and see what direct debits you've got there, or what spending that you've forgotten about.
The financial advice from the guys that
certainly what Carl's just talked about there really are.
Who's on the Australian sex offender list, which is Carl.
The reason I brought this up for everybody, we've had a big influx of new people
Yeah.
And we're still hearing that sad story. People are struggling because they're not able to, they borrowed money and they shouldn't have. It's just really a bad
invested in a
strategy
scam. They should have just
to
given the
borrow
money
to
to you
invest unless you're really good at it
and not worried about it.
So we want to try and nip that in the bud and get people.
Fucking low life.
If anything, if you're joining and you can't afford to activate your account, talk to your upline. I know lots of them. I'm doing them. Lots of the leaders are
people who are making 65% commission.
Your starting account
from them,
and from the particularly Boomerang. And once it's all cranked up, and this will work a lot better. Once it's cranked up,
wasn't it tested
and you earn back what you spot, you give that back to your upline, and then finish paying, building your account out, paying your account out. And then you purchase your own, and then you start doubling. So it's a long-term program. It's not a get rich; it's a get rich slow. Okay, so
40 cents a day.
Talk to your upline. Maybe they can help you get started. I've done about 20 grants.
We'll have a look at that in a second.
In the last 6 months, and once
Yvonne's one of the leaders
off,
who can do
they'll all come
trades
back
today.
to me.
I'm going to show you that
and I'll grant another 20 starters.
She'll be doing her trades.
Well, not all at once, as they complete their trades. So don't get yourself into financial stress.
Okay,
that's the main thing.
Okay, too late now. People have borrowed
money.
You got
anything to talk about, Joe?
Licenses. Joe said that you'd make $1,500 in a day if you bought a license. Now he's saying,
I suppose I could briefly outline if there's people in here who have joined this industry for the first time. Is there, if you want to quickly put your hand up, is there anybody here
I think so we get kicked
that's
out.
only just joined the affiliate marketing industry and they're only here for the first time?
Get kicked out.
They've never been involved in this industry before.
Oh, they're trying to find me.
Everybody already knows everything they need to
so
know
what we're going to do
about the affiliate marketing industry.
We're going to put this back.
Okay, but there's not much I can really add if everybody already knows.
You can hear this, but
the affiliate marketing industry is really about three things.
Where I am,
it's about learning your product,
because I'm flashing
sharing your product and teaching your product.
Hopefully, you can still hear this, Trey.
The affiliate marketing industry is a billion-dollar industry, and has probably changed more lives than any other industry. It's more commonly. Actually, it's not true. It's not more commonly known, but it is in the affiliates marketing circle, often called the people's franchise. That may not necessarily apply
what I'm going to do
in the crypto space, but the affiliate marketing industry is growing so fast. And it's because
I'll just see if I can get back in here.
It is an accessible industry for anybody, for everybody. Doesn't matter what your background is, doesn't matter what your education is. It's something that anybody can do because it's simply based on a 3-step principle. Learn your product, share your product, teach your product, and that's it.
Wow.
We're working in an extraordinary space
right now.
And a lot of people, patience isn't an easy thing. Okay. We here in We're All Satoshi are building real products.
Back up now, so we'll carry on.
Those take time, but people have come from other companies where, just like was at the beginning, didn't really have a product. They come up, all they do is regurgitate money, and the only people who make money are the people at the top, and it disappears as quickly as it comes.
Right.
So it seems like you're making fast money, but what money have you really? What have you really made? Nothing. If the company's disappeared, what have you really made?
Nothing.
If you were never, if the company wasn't around long enough for you to achieve your goals. But we're building real products that will be here for decades, and they just take time. They just take time. You know, it's not like baking a cake where you can whack 2 eggs in a bowl, some flour and some water and some butter or whatever, and stick it in an oven and it's done in 10 minutes. You know, this is a complicated process, and Carl knows way better than I do. I'm not a coder or a techie. in any way. But what I've learned over the last year as we approach BTCC's first year is that this entire project is a process. And, you know, this isn't a get rich quick scheme, but there's not a doubt in my mind
not a get rich quick
that in
Courier just
the next 6 to 12 months, we will all be in a very, very different place.
Is that like the Christmas present that everyone bought
now?
Christmas time?
I'm not sure I can really add much more than that.
No.
I can add a little bit to that sentiment. That's really good insight, Joe, because I'm not an affiliator. I'm a techie, as he just said. But I do understand economics as well.
Do you?
Now, we call this an ecosystem. It's not eco as in ecology, but economics. All right? Think of a global economics.
Here we go.
Where this economy, a world economy, has taken centuries to millenniums to develop. All right? So an ecosystem in our concept of crypto is not going to happen overnight. It's it develops slowly. For example, you go and buy a Boomerang license, it brings some liquidity into the platform. You trade that out eventually, and you bring some more in.
I love it.
That's turning over. What's the equivalent of that in global economy? Farming. All right. Farming is developed as a small economy.
I've never heard
in a town
in my life.
And then trade started between towns, and then a country's economy developed, and then the global economy developed. I was talking with some New Zealanders and other Aussies on a private one-on-one last night, and I articulated this, and I articulated it for the first time, and it just a light bulb moment for me.
Did it really?
When you buy things in our economy, that will then have a multiplier effect. Chavez will use that and value add and develop new products. And we start expanding those products into
that's the dream.
Other platforms. Then we're starting to trade internationally and heading towards a global economy. But we're a long way from that. Again, get rich slow.
Get rich slow, eh?
I love that. Get rich slow. So, gentlemen, will we leave some time here for question and answers? Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
To entertain some questions and answers.
I can just add one sentiment before we go into Q&A.
Okay, not a problem.
There's not a doubt in my mind with the time that I've spent with. I mean, we've all spent time with Chavez in Dubai and different places, and in Zooms. But there's not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt in my mind that in 5 years from now will be a leading company in the crypto space.
Oh my God, really? Man, I
don't doubt that for a minute, because with what Chavez has got in mind, the way his mind works, look, nothing's a perfect system. None of us are perfect. We've all got faults. I know my faults. I embrace my faults, though they are many. And Chavez is not perfect. He's not the greatest communicator. He's not, he's not. He's a bottom feeder. Well, I don't know. I take to. I'm not going to sit and list whatever it is. He may not be the greatest communicator, but there's one thing that he is great at, and that is product development and his genius behind it. But even with all of that genius, you simply can't predict what might not work tomorrow, what might not work next time.
Making excuses for this.
It's like taking your car to the mechanic and saying, my car's got something wrong with it, and the mechanic says, oh yeah, this will be what it is. And it's not until they go inside the engine and then they go, actually, it wasn't that at all, it's this. And the reality is, until you start digging, you just don't know what needs fixing.
Yeah, true.
So there's not a doubt in my mind, whilst we are on a bit of a roller coaster right now, the end of this ride, everybody will want to get back on.
A
In
roller
5 years from now, we will be a leading
What the
company
hell?
in the tech space, and people will be talking about us everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're going to want to join
It's like Hyperverse.
our team. They're going to want to join this company.
Right.
Everybody that's left, they will all be back. And as I say on my presentations, we will be the last man standing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Whatever makes you feel good, Joe.
That's great. And you mean the last man standing in the humanity kind of sense?
Like a shotgun. Somebody got shot.
I have to get that one in. Hey, we were ready for questions and answers. So you know how the this kind of works. Please show your human face, raise your virtual hand, and then I'll let you ask your question, please. And if there's a lot of hands raised, it'll be one question per raised hand. If not, you'll have the floor until somebody else raises their hand. Sikera? Please go ahead and unmute. Skira.
Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Evening.
My question is,
how do you sleep at night
when the card is working, will it be able to be used in the European space?
We're talking about the card now.
I'm in Europe.
Is that the big thing now, is it?
It is. When all's said and done, it is a Visa card. Do you have a Visa card now?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
do you use it in the European space?
Yes, I do.
I think you just answered your own question.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Sorry.
So simple. This lady must be so
simple. Do you
simple.
have another? Anybody else have any other questions? Please, they're here. They have shared their brain trust with you. And so this is a time for you to share your concerns and questions.
Yeah, they cut me out of here again.
All those questions I've been asking you guys to save. This is time to ask. Okay, let me ask you a question because I found this to be very, very helpful, something quite different. And so how many people, we can go ahead and repeat this because I know Joe McKenzie is probably going to ask me and say, Grace, did you tape this? Did you record this? And I'm going to have to confess to you all, we usually don't record on Wednesday. So I did not record this. I wish I did get it unrecorded because it's absolutely food for thought. So if we like, we can go ahead and repeat this on Friday. Friday would be the earliest. So we'll have a little bit more time for preparation and you bring your notebooks because I see many of you have forgot your notebooks. But what are your questions? Do you have any? What are your thoughts on that? Should I call on somebody?
Yeah, do that.
No? Okay, very good.
We do such a great job. See, we got the old team back together again, me and Carl and Joe. The old team back together again. We've done such a good job. Nobody's got any questions.
Well, let's see. I'm going to call.
No, everyone's too scared to put their hands up because that's the problem.
She said it was okay, kind of, sort of. Rowena.
Oh, yeah. Rowena's always good for a question.
Right? Rowena, did you have a question you wanted to get into a breakout room? Did you have a question that you needed answered in the breakout room? Go ahead and unmute yourself and ask.
Here we go.
Hello, Grace. Thank you.
How are you?
I get in a little later, so I don't know what you have said to the community. So yeah, I just raised my hand. I thought it was the usual thing that we do during Wednesday. I'm sorry for that.
No, you didn't get in late. You got in just on time to be able to hear as far as the training today. You may have missed, or maybe you were with the update, Chavez update. We played that first, and you were right here on time for the presentation of about investing. And so, did you have a question as far as the training that was provided today?
It was a wonderful training. Yeah,
wonderful training. Why?
But I don't have any questions. I understand it.
Okay. Well, thank you for your feedback. I really appreciate it, Rowena.
You're welcome.
So everybody knows, this was a spur of the moment restructure, just to shake things up a little bit. You know, I had the idea, I wanted to talk about investment planning, if you like, but Grace thought, oh, there's only the two of us because others are not well. There's things going around the world at the moment, Mpox and more COVID and all sorts of things. So some of the other techs are under the weather at the moment. So we thought we'd shake it up and just restructure a little bit, just to refresh it a little bit.
Okay.
Anybody
and
else?
No, why? Why would you bother?
You're muted, Grace.
Thank you.
She
Hi,
hasn't got a
Nicole.
question.
Can you put on your camera, please? Put on your video.
No.
I was muting myself so you don't hear that obnoxious ringing.
Oh, the ringing. Oh, ringing. I never thought of ringing, Grace.
Nicole, we can only see your roof, I think.
Oh, okay. Hi, Nicole.
Grace.
I've seen a hand.
Yes. Thanks, Grace. Grace, I wanted to ask the question about take investment, take capital. Will we at some point be able to utilize our USDT BTC20 to invest in take capital, because that would encourage people to harvest and help to close that loop, you know, or provide utility for our USDT that we're not able to withdraw. So I just wanted to know if Chavez
this would be good.
thinking in that line at all.
Technically, the answer to that is absolutely yes, because technically the long-term plan is to be on an external exchanges, which means you'll be able to swap it from BTC20 USDT to TRC20 or ERC20, and then move it to another exchange and bring it back in on take capital. But in the immediate term, that is not in the plans that I've seen so far. It was a very short intro to it today. We haven't, in the rank leaders, we haven't seen any more detail than what you saw today. We haven't even seen a demo of it actually running. It has been run, but not in a demo source. So when you take your capital back out, has not been shown yet. Where your profit actually goes, when you activate your purchase, where do you put a deposit address or a withdrawal address or a profit address or what? We don't know. We haven't seen that 3-hour window yet. So, but long term, yes.
3-hour window. So that made no sense.
I think it's fair to add on to that long term BTCC will be everywhere, and once we go onto the exchanges, it's only a matter of time. You know, when you go to do a transaction and it asks you what network you want to use, TRC20, ERC20, Matic, Polygon, Solana, it offers you like 10 different networks. It's only a matter of time where on that list will be BTC20.
You mean as part of the top 10, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, because we're almost cheaper than any other network. There's not many networks out there that are. I mean, I haven't seen every single network, which is why I say almost. But if you look at how cheap our transactions are right now, why wouldn't anybody be using the BTC20 network to do a transaction?
I find the remote. How's that sound?
Excellent. Okay, great. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I've kept you long enough. So thank you so much. If you have no further questions, I'd like to thank Carl and Sheba Joe for their innovation and their flexibility and their ability to deliver and share their knowledge and their
yes, I know.
And for the community and be able to produce a product, a body of training that speaks to the heart of what we all strive for. We are striving to be able to accumulate and supplant any incomes that we have. And so with their concern, they talk to you about MetaMask security, online security, and actually how to look with a different perspective or a wider perspective regarding investment. That's what they have shared with you tonight. Again, continue to share their experiences. They're both leaders in this particular project. They have been around other projects. They have been in this industry for quite some time. So why not learn from those who know how to be successful? And that's what Carl and Shiba Joe represent. That's why they are the techs that they are and the trainers that they are very sought after. So thank you all so much for being here. Again, Carl and Shiba Joe, thank you so much for your wealth and the sharing and the generosity in sharing that wealth. Right. The rest of you, I'm sure that you have benefited from this.
Not really,
and you're just filling up your notebook. And what we'll do is we're going to see you tomorrow for a presentation. Make sure that you invite somebody that you wish to be on this journey with, that you know that they need to be on this journey with you. So until then, we're going to wish you good night and give you back the rest of your day. Thank you all so much.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks, Grace. See you, everyone.
Now we'll send a group text to everybody. Right. I'll turn my camera on for a split second. Put my hand up. Raise my hand. And don't think I got it in there in time. I think I would have if I had. Just out of curiosity, funny enough, I have actually got an AI voice ready, I think. And I will shut this. G'day, Joe. Not Joe. It's hello. Oh, I've forgotten your name. Carl. How you going, Carl? That was fantastic what you just did there today. I didn't know that you were a financial advisor.
Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate your compliment. As an AI language model, I am constantly learning and expanding my knowledge base to provide the most accurate and up-to-date information possible. While I may not be a certified financial advisor, I can provide information and insights on various topics related to finance and investing, including debt repayment and money management strategies.
Wow, you're just a jack of all trades. I mean, here you are in prison for 5 years. We won't say why, been out for 3 years, and here you are in a Zoom meeting giving advice to people who are looking at investing in crypto opportunities. That you have certainly come a long way. Congratulations.
Thank you. I've had some time to reflect on my past experiences and have used that time to focus on personal development and learning new skills. I believe that everyone has the potential to change and make positive contributions to society. Now, I am using my knowledge and experience to help others make decisions about their financial future.
That's amazing. When you were in prison, what prison? I know you're in Melbourne, Australia. What prison did you spend most of your time in?
While I don't know the specific details of the individual you were referring to earlier, here are some prisons in the Melbourne, Australia area that he may have spent time in during his 5-year sentence. 1, Ravenhall Correctional Centre 2, Fulham Correctional Centre 3, Dandenong Correctional Centre 4, Port Phillip Prison 5, Barwon Prison in Winchelsea.
Oh, don't worry about that, mate. No, I'm actually talking about you, Carl Miller. Carl Miller, you've spent time in prison and you've actually had conversations with me before and you've talked about it. I mean, I understand if you don't want to talk about it now because it must be quite embarrassing to know that you were incarcerated and been in prison before. But I think it's a bit of a triumph that you've overcome those obstacles. But you can't remember what prison that you were in yourself?
I apologize for the confusion. I am an AI language model and do not have personal experiences or memories of being incarcerated. I am here to provide information and answer questions to the best of my ability. I can offer general information about the prison system in Australia, but any specific details about an individual's incarceration or...
No point. Don't you worry. It's all good. I'm just having you on a bit, trying to get some information. But anyway, you and Joe look like the two Ronnies. I've done a nice thumbnail there. It's called Financial Advice from Carl and Joe. And you just told people to, if you had 2 credit cards, pay the one that's costing you the most and to pay your credit card off every month. You gave some pretty general advice, actually, for people who are probably looking at their credit cards now and wishing they never bought a fake arbitrage trading license or Boomerang. How do you sleep at night knowing that you advised and told people that they could get $1,500 return if they spent $500 on a arbitrage trading license, knowing that they now can only get 40 cents a day at the most?
I want to clarify that as an AI language model, I do not make moral or ethical judgments. I provide information and advice based on the input I receive and my programming. If someone has made an investment decision based on my advice and it did not result in the expected return, it is important to review the specific circumstances and details of the situation to understand why the outcome was different from what was expected.
Wow, that's profound. Can I get you to hold for a minute? Because what I'd like to do is I'd like to get you to listen to your own advice that you just gave people a second ago and just let's see what you think about your own advice. So just take a second to get in up to date with that. But I think there is a, here you go here. So you ready?
Understand your investment area. Don't go investing into land if you don't know how to do title searches, if you don't know how to check with governments that there might be a rezoning. Understand your investment costs. Again, insurance, loan costs, but there's insurance, there's tax implications, there is educated people that you're going to interact with. They are important to talk to as well. Diversify. We've heard that one before. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Keep your investment life synchronized.
Your phones are going to get Carl.
With your personal
life. Look down at your phone.
Things happen. Job loss, birth of a child, house fire, lottery win, divorce. All these things are going to affect your investment life and personal life, and you'll have to adjust to accommodate. Invest on a regular basis. Don't just go and dump a whole lot of stuff into
money to harvest regularly.
To take your time and slow down and invest carefully and wisely. Do not trade unless.
All righty. So what did you think about that, AI, Carl?
The advice provided here aligns with general principles of investing and financial management. It is important to thoroughly research and understand any investment opportunity before committing funds and to consider the various costs and risks involved. Diversification is key to reducing risk, and regular investing can help accumulate wealth over time. Additionally, it is important to keep your investment strategy aligned with your overall financial goals and to adjust as needed in response to life events.
Very good. So basically what you're saying, anything Carl just gave as advice, you could have actually used AI to get better advice.
Yes, it is possible that with the help of AI, individuals can access more detailed and personalized financial advice. AI algorithms can analyze large amounts of data and provide insights and recommendations based on individual needs and goals. Additionally, AI can help individuals make more informed decisions by considering a variety of factors such as current market conditions, investment history, and risk tolerance.
Well, I think it's true that we don't need the real Carl Miller or Crocodile Dundee anymore. He's in a. Have you ever done a search on yourself, Carl Miller, or what we call is Carl Dundee Miller? And what have you found when you've done a search for him?
I tried to do a quick search for Carl Miller and Crocodile Dundee, But unfortunately, I was unable to find any concrete information about an individual with that specific combination of names. However, it's worth noting that Crocodile Dundee is a character from a movie series played.
Got that. All right, guys. That's Carl's advice. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Won't let this go on for too much longer. He made it sound like a house fire and winning the lotto were normal events. I mean, so just so you know, the two guys on the screen, one's called Carl Miller and the other one's called Sheba Joe, but his name is actually, I can't read his last name, but he's in the UK. Now, Sheba Joe, we've got numerous videos of him telling people that if they invested in an arbitrage trading license and they paid $500 for it, you would literally be able to make $1,500 in a day. We had another guy come on and tell Carl Miller that he's found out that the arbitrage trading can produce exactly the same results every time somebody does an arbitrage trade. Carl said that he's known about this since day one of Boomerang, even though he encouraged people to buy these licenses. We've tracked over $350 million worth of sales from people buying these arbitrage trading licenses. It's shocking. $350 million worth of sales. At the moment, if you were to trade and do a trade for arbitrage trading on their platform, alleging that they're still doing real arbitrage trading, you would be lucky if you actually got 50 cents. So this is what we call the Polygon network. And these are all the trades that people are trying to do. And I've actually brought up the wrong page, unfortunately. And this is just pure fraud. This is nothing to do with arbitrage trading. This is smart contracts that are designed to pay into people's MetaMask wallets. And we saw Yvonne Henry in the window, and she's been doing 100 trades a day because she's one of the leaders. All the leaders can do 100 trades a day. All the peasants, which is theoretically 125,000 people, are only allowed to do one trade a day. And let's just pick one random trade to have a look at. This person clicked a button on their website. The maximum, well, actually, this is the maximum I've ever seen, is $59.49, and they got paid 47 cents. That's their arbitrage trading. How long is it going to take before you get your $500 back? What happened to the $1,500 guarantee they were giving people they were going to make each day when they were selling these licenses? And now they're just using stalling tactics. And the worst thing about this company is they're now coming out with a credit card. And would you believe it? The credit card fees are $500 a year, $1,500. I'm not exactly sure, but some ridiculous amount of money. And then what they're doing is providing you a credit card that's issued by Visa, so they say, where it's going to interface your crypto. Can you imagine plugging in your credit card to your crypto wallet and allowing people to clean out your crypto wallet who have been running scams? This scam here has been flagged by MetaMask, and we've gone there numerous times. There's so many. Just to give you a quick rundown, the FMA for New Zealand have flagged this company as a Ponzi scheme and a scam. And there's the warning from the FMA. I personally helped provide that with my Avengers. And here is another warning for Boomerang. And these are all on the FMA, the financial regulator for New Zealand's website. And then you might go over the ditch. So here's another Money Smart. This is another warning provided by Australia for the same company. But here you've got Australian Carl Miller sitting here in a Zoom meeting telling people they should buy these licenses. Then you go over to America. The state of California issued this warning about We Are All Satoshi, which is what they were promoting in the Zoom meeting, telling people to cease and defrain order. Anyone in America, in the state of California, promoting this will be shot down. So their answer to this is this company was started by Sam Lee. So if you don't know anything about Sam Lee has been charged in connection with not Boomerang, We Are All Satoshi, sorry, Hyperverse, get it right, in his connection with that scam. And that is a $1.9 billion scam. And I'm trying to find that PDF as well. So this whole company, 3 individuals charged with $1.9 billion cryptocurrency scheme fraud, and they named Sam Lee, what we call Ponzi Rodney, and also Brenda Chunga, who is known as Bitcoin Beauty. And in here, they talk about how they've been fined. We're still waiting for sentencing for Brenda Chunga. Sam Lee is still at large, and Bitcoin Rodney is actually in prison. He's the first person to actually be incarcerated because of his involvement with these Ponzi schemes or scams. So you just got to ask the questions, why are these guys allowed to sit here in a Zoom meeting and give you financial advice when everything that comes out of their mouth is just lies? This is quite interesting what we're looking at here. I think we just clicked on the wrong button. I'm trying to find the arbitrage trading that's going on at the moment, because as you can see here, you've got I've tagged these people, but Boomer 2 was somebody who bought a $500 license. They've just done a trade. And to give you an example of that, this person here has come along and decided that they're going to do their daily trade. They have made this one was $25, that's more like it, and they got paid out for that trade. They have a glitch with anyone that does Ratmatic trades, and no one gets any money for that. But I can tell you now, they probably got maybe 20 cents at the most. But when you go into this Boomer 2 person, you can actually see that 34 hours ago, they did a trade. They had a failed trade. Let me just run down this so you get an idea. 2 days ago, 5 days ago, 7 days ago, 8 days ago, 9 days ago, 10 days, 11 days ago, 12 days ago, 14 days ago. And you'll go down here every day. This person has been logging in to get their 30 cents and do a transaction. And if you go back to when this person first started doing it, you'll go right back. So this person has religiously come along and done their trading to get their 30 cents every day. And then we go back to 109 days, actually, and this is when they're all failing. So 135 days ago, no trading was happening. We've been tracking these guys. We've been watching them on the blockchain because the blockchain doesn't lie. And these guys are just, unfortunately, dirty and disgusting scammers. They should not be providing financial advice to anybody. And they are changing their story and their tune every time. Imagine being a magician with a guitar, playing a tune, and then changing the tune of the sound that you've been playing. Imagine Ed Sheeran all of a sudden getting into playing electric guitars. Well, it'd probably be quite good, actually. Not a good example, but I think you get the gist of what I'm getting at. These guys are not qualified financial advisors, and the shit that they spew out should put them in jail. And it sounds like Carl Miller has already been in jail. I don't know about Joe, but if you have any information about these people and you want to help me fight these scammers, what you can do is you can literally go off to my website, go to dehek.com and do a search and see whether you are on my name and shame list. If you do want to report any crypto scams, go to How Do I Report Crypto Crime and Cryptocurrency Scams Global Guide. We have a list of all the countries in there. Go into my name and shame list and see whether you are listed on there. And if you feel you shouldn't be on that list, then reach out to me, tell me your story, and I'll remove you from the list. But I've come across thousands and thousands of these Zoom meetings, and I'm sick and tired of these guys stealing money from mum and dad investors, using jargon that doesn't make any sense. And to me, it's not good enough. And I'm a vigilante, and I'm here to stand up against these scammers. I'm Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Thanks for tuning in to an impromptu live. Hopefully you learned something from doing all these. Thank you very much for dropping that link in there too. Please, I just had a phone call from somebody that's really keen at buying my website. I so much want to sell one of my websites, but if you want to support my channel, I don't get paid for doing this. You can go to dehek.com and you can actually go to the bottom right-hand side and buy me a cup of coffee, or you can hit the thanks button underneath the video. A couple of bucks here, a couple of bucks there. Not much for you, but it adds up to something for me. And the other thing you can do, super chats, anything at all. I'm actually would love to have a corporate sponsor, a philanthropist that might want to support me in my lifestyle. I shouldn't be doing this. I've been up since 6 a.m. in the morning. It's now 12:24 p.m. here in New Zealand. I love what I do, and I'm good at researching and exposing these people for the scammers they are. So I'll see you in the next live. Thank you very much, Susie, for being here once again. I think we're spending more time online than I do with Helen, my partner. Don't tell her. All right, guys. Have a great day. See you in the next live.